Libya to construct a solar plant with TotalEnergies. Did you know that Libya has had only one king in its entire lifetime? King Idris I was the first and last monarch of Libya. Libya is rich in cultural history. Did you know that Libyan tea is as thick as black syrup? Libyan tea is thick because it is made with a lot of tea leaves and a lot of sugar, giving it the color and pasty feel. It is mostly made by women. The tea boils for 20 to 30 minutes after the two components are combined and a suitable quantity of water is added. When the tea is done, it's served in little Pyrex glasses with sumac and kobza, two popular Libyan snacks. Away from Libya's cultural history, Libya also has and is still making modern history. The country has not been left behind while the rest of the world seeks to adopt green energy. Hello and welcome to today's video where we will be looking into one of the largest, newest and game-changing projects that Libya has initiated. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Don't move a muscle. Before we go on, smash the subscribe button if you have not done so already, or even if you're new to the channel. Turn on post notification bell for future video post notifications. Let's get down the roads that Libya took in pursuit of a greener and better energy. TotalEnergies might help Libya catch up in solar energy production. TotalEnergies inked multiple agreements with Libyan authorities to promote the country's natural resources, particularly solar energy, at the Libya Energy Economy Summit. The group intends to invest in the development of new solar power facilities with a capacity of 500 megawatts. This is a considerable amount of power for Libya, which now has an estimated energy shortage of around 2,800 megawatts. Why don't we take a trip back in time to obtain a better understanding of Libya before we get to Libya we know now and are talking about today. Libya is a country located in North Africa. The Sahara Desert covers the majority of the nation, while the majority of the population lives near the coast and in adjacent hinterland, where Tripoli, the de facto capital, and Benghazi, another significant city, are located. Tripolitania in the northwest, Cyrenaica in the east, and Fezzan in the southwest are the three historical regions of Libya. They were acknowledged as independent provinces by the Ottoman Authority. They were merged under the Italian administration to create a single colony, which eventually gave way to the independent Libya that we know of today. Both Tripolitania and Cyrenaica were more intimately associated with the neighboring areas than with one another throughout most of Libya's early history. Libya was not labeled a poor country until the late 1950s. The nation had few natural resources before this period, and those that were accessible were severely constrained by the inhospitable desert climate. You may be curious about what was going on in the nation at the time, since we have said it was no longer poor or was on the road to getting out of poverty. The great country of Libya discovered one of Africa's greatest oil deposits within its borders. This was unquestionably good news for the country's economy. The nation was nearly reliant on foreign assistance and imports to keep its economy afloat. However, the discovery of oil altered everything for the better. The government has consistently exercised tight control over the economy, attempting to grow agriculture and industry with the cash generated by the country's vast oil earnings. It also built a welfare state that offers medical and educational services to the people at low cost. Libya remained an authoritarian state in reality, with power concentrated among members of Gaddafi's close circle of family and security leaders. Notwithstanding, Muammar Gaddafi's political doctrine anchored on socio-economic equality and direct democracy. Make lemonade when life offers you lemons. Also, build a home for yourself when life throws stones at you. It is normal to hear individuals, especially motivational speakers, use these words to encourage their audience or whomever they are addressing. Libya, which is situated in an area dominated by scorching, dry Sahara environment, seemed to be doomed despite possessing a fairly stable source of riches in the form of oil. The people's ability to practice agriculture was hampered by the country's environment. Due to manpower shortages and a harsh environment, only a percentage, 1% of the nation's land is utilized for agriculture, forcing the government to import nearly all of its food. The country imports almost 80% of the total foods that it consumes. All of them appear to be lemons or stones to our opening words, right? Not in the case of Libya at least. The government has moved ahead to make use of the abundant land area as well as the harsh desert conditions to develop a cleaner and more efficient form of electricity, solar energy. That's the home and the lemonade, which Libya has achieved from its lemons and stones. So let's get down to business and figure out how we are going to do it. Mohamed Oun was speaking at the start of Libya Energy Economy Summit in Tripoli, which aims to explore energy security problems as a means of resolving existing problems and developing the industry. We seek to encourage the investment of oil wealth, its good exploitation and development, and the increase of production capacity to increase production and compensate for lost production due to the natural decline. That will be through development drilling and the increase of oil production to 2.1 million barrels per day, he said. The 2021 summit is the country's first international energy event in nearly a decade, and it aims to advance foreign capital, technology, and expertise in the energy sector. It is endorsed by the Government of National Unity and backed by the National Oil Corporation and Libya's Ministry of Oil and Gas. In Tripoli, a delegation from Total, specializing in solar panels and alternative energy, met with the General Authority for Investment Promotion and Privatization Affairs, where the two parties explored the prospect of working together in the sector. Despite its obstacles, Libya, according to the Oil and Gas Minister, is now secure and fruitful for business, asking global investors to come to the country. The state of Libya has become safe, and it has become possible to return the companies that were working in it, especially service companies, whether in the oil sector or the field of infrastructure or various projects. We have noticed since the beginning of the work of the National Unity government that many companies have returned, and now they're constructing electricity stations and constructing roads, especially the Second Ring Road and many other roads throughout the Libyan state, he said. Following the creation of a favorable business environment in Libya, TotalEnergies gained additional contracts in the nation, including the building of a 500 megawatt solar PV project. However, the corporation will spend $2 billion in crude oil production and gas extraction as a result of these contracts. A memorandum of understanding between TotalEnergies and Libya's general power company for the creation of 500 megawatt solar park that would deliver electricity to the national grid was one of the inked agreements. The subsidiary of the French multinational specializes in the creation of renewable energy sources. Throughout recent years, TotalEnergies has expanded projects in Africa. Recently, the firm secured an agreement with Chariot, a British developer, to sell renewable energy to African mining companies. Total's investment in Libya will help the nation grow its solar potential, which is expected to reach 140,000 terawatt-hours per year. TotalEnergies' other oil and gas investments announced at the same ceremony eclipsed the solar park contract, but still is worth the talk. TotalEnergies said that the Libyan government has authorized the combined purchase by TotalEnergies and fossil fuel giant ConocoPhillips of the 18.16% interest owned by Hearst in the country's Waha concessions, bringing TotalEnergies' ownership in the concessions to 20.41%. The contracts seem to oppose each other, yet are very much intertwined together and are coexistent. TotalEnergies pledged to spend $2 billion in the Waha concession production capacity, including the 100,000 barrels per day North Giallo project at the Libya Energy and Economy Summit. It also said that it will invest in regional gas collection projects by leveraging our leading position in the area where the lowest cost hydrocarbons are produced. We are pursuing our growth in renewable power, stated Patrick Poyane, Chairman and CEO of TotalEnergies. The initiative will also assist to diversify the electrical mix in the North African nation. Libya now has a total installed capacity of 5,000 megawatts, which is virtually entirely derived from fossil-fueled power facilities. The present government wants to decrease the electrical sector's reliance on oil to raise renewable energy's portion of the electricity mix to 22% by 2030. Libya wants to build even more power plants to make up for the electricity shortage. Another smaller power station with a capacity of 50 megawatts is planned for Bani Walid. The Libyan Renewable Energy Authority announced plans in August to build a 50 megawatt renewable energy facility on 75 hectares of land in the Bani Walid municipality. The project will be linked to the municipality's electrical grid and may be subject to further growth and extension. The plant's main goals are to localize technology, extend the public grid, alleviate power shortages, and provide electricity to the area and network as a whole. One is never enough. Another solar power plant, the Kufra 100 megawatt, has been launched. The project, which covers 200 hectares, will assist the local community to attain energy security by reinforcing the electrical grid, which was previously supplied by an out-of-service thermal power plant. Libya has an average daily solar radiation of 7.1 kilowatt-hours per square meter in the coastal area and 8.1 kilowatt-hours per square meter in the southern region. With over 3,500 hours of average annual sun duration and 140,000 terawatt hours of concentrated solar power. All these will be used to make up for the total capacity of 500 megawatts garnered from solar energy. Let's wrap it up now that we've come to the end of today's video. For the time being, this ambition remains unattainable. This is because the authorities seek to boost power imports from Egypt, which is constructing a slew of renewable projects. In the next years, the two nations will fund the building of a new power line to expand the energy exchange capacity from 450 megawatts to 1,000 megawatts. At the same time, the General Electricity Company of Libya is anticipated to invest in the repair of its network, which has been destroyed by the civil conflict that has ravaged this North African nation since former President Muammar Gaddafi's fall in 2011. Well, that's all we had prepared for today. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, and since sharing is caring, do the necessary. Until the next one, peace.